Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Spawn Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein, producer, co-host Nikki Earnshaw, on a Saturday morning here in the South Jersey area. Good morning, Nikki Earnshaw.
Good morning, Billy Schwein. How are you on this fine Saturday
I tell you what,
morning?
a nice night's sleep last night. There wasn't really too much to watch last night. Was there?
No.
Anything to watch last night, Nick?
Nah, nothing crazy
I
on
took
last
the
night.
doobie-doo out to dinner, and we came home and
Nice.
did a couple things around the house. I was in bed at 11 o'clock last
There you go.
night.
Look at you. You got to bed on time last
Early to
night.
bed, early to rise. Makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
I got to bed around probably like the same time you did, 11:30, and
Okay.
we're here today.
No Clement M today.
No Clement M today.
But we'll get her going. You know we got a lot to talk about today.
Oh, we got tons to talk about. There's still, the Philly sports scene never dies. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
And full disclosure, we're trying to keep Clement M around. Like
Yeah.
he was always been just my football guy.
Yeah.
But we want to bring him around, and we told him, like, even if he doesn't win, he can put his feet up when we're talking about
Yeah.
baseball, right?
Fine. It's okay. He can put his feet up. He can relax. He'll chill out. We're going to keep him around because we need him in the Negadelphian to go at it.
Speaking of the Negadelphian, I can't wait to hear from him today.
Oh, boy.
I mean, the Sixers have lost 6 games in a row.
Do we have to talk about that team?
We're
Can
gonna
we still be on the Super Bowl high? Can we still stay on it?
Let me get to that. We're going to talk about the Sixers, but we're still basking in the glow of a Super Bowl victory, Nick. And it's okay. You can listen if you want to talk about the Eagles and moving forward. They got a new offensive coordinator.
They do, Kevin Patullo.
They hired from within.
Yep.
I like it, Nick. You don't like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Well, you don't sound enthused.
I would have liked them to maybe try and see if there was other names out there, go outside the organization. Just remember the last time this team went and stayed inside the organization, hired offensive coordinator.
Padula's different, I think.
I hope
He's been
never
with
called
Nick.
plays
He's been
before.
with Nick for a long, long time, and it's his turn. He's next man up.
Listen, I don't have a problem with it. We'll see. I would have liked them to maybe, interview a couple other guys and just, see what's out there and then make the decision. But they just promoted one guy. It's all right.
That's okay, and he's got a lot to work with because I saw this stat the other day, and I think you talked about it with Nick's Nuggets during the week, but Hurts' Super Bowl career pass completion percentage,
Yeah.
out of all the great quarterbacks, he's number one.
I believe that's a minimum of 50 attempts, right?
40 attempts.
40 attempts, okay.
73.3. He's number one. Troy Aikman's 2.
Yep.
Montana, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty good company.
That's very good company. I mean, listen, the guys, and it's crazy. I don't know if you've been keeping up, Billy, with social media and all
Not
that
like
stuff.
you, Nick.
I'm chronically online, unfortunately. The stuff with Jalen Hurts, the conversation surrounding him, it just aggravates me, Billy. It just aggravates me because they will not give this guy his props.
I've turned the corner. I've turned the page, and by the way, the Negadelphian is going to get us Hurts jerseys, right?
He is.
Wasn't that one of the promises if they win?
It was. It
So we're
was
gonna
one
have
of the
to wear it.
promises. You're welcome.
Listen, when you win a Super Bowl, to me, what's the ultimate thing? Not individual accolades.
Nope.
It's winning a Super Bowl.
The guy wins.
And he already was in a Super Bowl and lost, and he was in a Super Bowl and won.
Hey, I got a nugget for you.
Give me
and
a nugget.
stat.
Nick's nugget.
When Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown finish a game together, they are 18-0.
When they finish a game together?
18-0 in the past 2 seasons.
Oh, in the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
18-0.
Wow, when they finish a game.
Finish the game together.
So obviously, Hurts
Someone
didn't
gets
finish
hurt,
Washington.
right, yeah.
And then
18-0.
Didn't AJ miss 2 games in the first
Yeah,
four?
beginning of the year.
Yeah, the beginning of the year.
18-0.
Wow, how about that's a good stat, Nick's Nuggets. That's a good nugget, Nick.
Little nugget for you. I wasn't on the Nuggets yesterday, so I got a couple for you today.
So the Flyers and the Sixers are the only. The Phillies start up today at 1:00.
They
Their
do.
First official spring training game.
Thank
but the
God.
Flyers and the Sixers are both coming off All-Star weekends. And how about the four country series? Four
nations.
4 nations, right?
4 nations.
Did you see the viewership?
It was all 9 million.
I saw 10 million.
Yeah.
10.4 million.
Woo.
they got good viewership.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people talking about, making noise about how that was the best All-Star week they've seen in a while from any sport. I maintain baseball still has the best
I agree.
All-Star game.
I agree.
But that Four Nations Cup,
Oh.
that got everybody into it. But I think it was a little extra juice
Yes.
into that because of the tension between the two nations.
Yes, I think so too. And I brought that up on, I guess, the other day.
And I think
as
it's
well.
like a brother-sister
Yeah.
type thing, and it's
Fighting.
fine. You fight a little bit.
Yeah, nothing
All
wrong
right,
with
I
that.
mean, I'm good friends with a few Canadian. I still talk with Rick Tocken's brother, Andy Tocken, a lot. We text back and forth. I'm good friends with him. Of course, the Chief, Craig Berube.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't
good fun.
in our conversations didn't bring it up once.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
good fun.
it's not like it's not like on my radar.
Really?
Let them handle it. That's business.
Yeah.
This is sports.
It was sports, and it was so much fun because you know what was great about it? And PK Subban was bringing this up all week on all the ESPN shows, that they show effort. They
That's right.
played with effort. They played with conviction,
I was going to say
Schweiner.
more than effort. They wanted to win.
Yeah, I mean, and that was awesome to see because you don't see that.
And
And the NBA All-Star Game was an absolute
I didn't even,
joke.
Guess what, Nick? Didn't even watch it.
Tuned in for about 13 seconds and tuned right out.
Did
Went
not
right
even
back to
watch
the Four
it, Nick.
Nations. Awful. It was awful. They had
Nope.
skits.
Yeah.
They're giving away prizes. They're stopping the game. It was one of the worst All-Star weekends I've
I
ever
even
seen.
saw Charles Barkley talking about how, like,
It was stupid.
it's stupid. These guys, All-Star games when I was younger, now not in your lifetime because you.
I know. Back when I was
you-
younger,
But you
yeah.
had Pete Rose running over Ray Fosse just to win the game.
I mean,
at home plate.
back when Sean Taylor was taking guys out in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
That was,
right.
I remember that. Yeah.
The Pro Bowls used to mean something. The All-Star games now
It was an honor.
But to see the way that was operated was actually it was very refreshing.
Yes, it was. It was very nice to see there was a little juice behind it. It's the best idea one of these sports organizations, the four majors, have had in a long time. So give that guy a raise, guy or gal, whoever thought of that, a raise.
Which today, Nick, 45 years ago today.
What?
45 years ago to the day. The United States 1980 Olympic ice hockey team beat the Russians. We have Al Michaels' final call, was iconic. I mean, Al Michaels to this day is remembered for that call.
Yep. It was a great call. It's an awesome call. It's an all-timer. It's one. Is it the best? Is it the best of all time?
You know what? It's up there because he said
It's-
it just came to him. He said he didn't practice it. It just
No.
happened. He said he was lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. He said that. I believe he was on the Rich Eisen show talking
Yeah,
about that.
Rich Eisen.
And
I gotta
he,
get him on.
yeah. And wow. I mean, it just gives you chills every time you listen to it, right?
I watched it.
I wasn't even
I
born.
saw the replay because
Double my age.
I think they played it like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They didn't have modern technology, digital, all that stuff like they do today. We had to watch the replay.
Yeah.
Didn't come on until later on at night, but I'll never forget it.
Oh, no.
As long as I live, I'll never forget it.
You
And
will
today,
never forget it.
we're going to talk with defenseman of that team, Ken Morrow,
Oh,
at
can't wait.
11:30.
We're going to get some stories out of him today.
He got, he was drafted by the New York Islanders.
Yeah.
Helped them win their first Stanley Cup
Yep. Oh, it's going to be
against
fun.
the Flyers.
It's going to be a fun conversation today.
1980, the Flyers lost to the Islanders.
All four teams
4-2.
made it that year. Only one team won it, the
course,
Philadelphia Phillies.
I wrote my article that I do
Absolutely.
every Friday on 97.3 ESPN.com, remembering the 1980 Olympic team. And the guys, we had Buzz Schneider on there last week.
Yep.
And, of course, if you want to listen to that whole interview, you can go to my podcast. I upload the podcast every weekend after my shows are done. I upload them. You can go to like Spotify. There's 8 podcast locations. Look for the Locker with BillySchwein.com. You can listen to the Buzz Schneider interview.
Yeah, go check that out. Check it out on all the podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple, The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. You can always listen to the replay of the show as well. If you missed part of it, you can always go back and listen to the replay.
Now, today, the Flyers are back in action.
The Flyers.
And they are, 6 points out of a playoff spot?
Of the last wild card spot,
All right.
yes.
We're giving away stuff. We're giving away Flyers merch. You can
Yes.
hold yours. We're going to give away. We got a blanket? If you're watching,
blanket over
we're on
here.
the X platform and we're broadcasting live on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Look at that. Courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. Hey, they're excited to announce the opening of their 15th store location
Whoa.
coming soon to the Ocean City Boardwalk, located between 8th and 9th Streets, directly across from the famous Music Pier. Pro Image Sports will showcase their unique selection of officially licensed sports teams, hats, jerseys, clothing, and accessory items for men, women, and kids. Choose from famous brands like New Era, 47 Brand, Starter, and others. For more information on this and everything else they have to offer, log on to fantreasures.com or stop to any one of their 14 tri-state area locations. I go to the one in the Cherry Hill Mall.
I go the one right around the corner from me.
I'm telling you, when you go into those stores, isn't it like you're like a kid in a candy store?
Absolutely. I was just there the other day, and I got a Super Bowl magnet for my car right next to the locker room logo.
So you had the blanket.
I got the blanket.
I'm going to hold up the shirt. This is a nice shirt, Nick. Look
Yes,
at
it
this
is.
shirt. Look at that.
Boom. 2 of them away. And we got to tell the audience, Billy, how you can win. All right. So our text board question of the day is, which franchise, Sixers or Flyers, gives you more hope and why? You got to have a good answer. You got to have a good explanation. Sixers or Flyers, which franchise gives you more hope? Sixers or Flyers? Text in 609-403-0973 to jump aboard and possibly win a Flyers blanket or a Flyers t-shirt today.
And at 10:30, we'll be talking with Kevin Durso.
Kevin Durso.
What do I call him, Ken?
Yeah.
Kevin Durso.
You're all over the place today.
I know. Kevin Durso will be. He covers the Flyers for 97.3
Yes, he does.
ESPN.com.
Yes, he does.
He was on Josh's game night last
He was
night.
on last night as
So
well.
I want to talk to Durso about the Flyers because they made a trade earlier in the season with Calgary, which is more of like a salary dump. Farabee wasn't doing anything for me. He was just pretty much there. He was an enigma.
They're opening up the floodgates for the offseason, that's for sure.
All right, so we'll talk Flyers hockey with Durso. Then we got Mr. Negadelphia at 11 o'clock. Can't wait to talk to him. And then Ken Morrow from the 1980 gold medal ice hockey team celebrating their 45th anniversary, beating the Russians today. 45 years ago to the day.
To the
Durso.
day.
All right, let's get her going. First hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection, professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with over 20 locations now in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call today, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and Nikki Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
College basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's an ACC showdown at the Dean Dome.
Step back, left, right, three. High archer, go.
The Virginia Cavaliers head into Chapel Hill to face the North Carolina Tar Heels.
The college basketball season continues later today on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins after Flyers hockey.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch a big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and nonstop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails to keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Clemick sent you.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Pintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
With GMF financing to qualify buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
It's President's Day all month long at Bennett Chevy. You know there's lots of President's Day sales, but none like Bennett Chevy, who beat them all. Right now, Bennett's selling new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee pricing and not a penny more. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you thousands. You'll save even more with available 0% financing. And right now, Bennett's paying a minimum $10,000 for any old trade towards any pre-owned in stock. That's a minimum 10 grand for the worst clunker. Imagine how much you'll get for a good trade. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is paid based on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. So there's no pressure trying to sell you more. No back and forth negotiations. No waiting around for a manager. No, not at Bennett Chevy, because Bennett is really different and you're gonna love it. So get to Bennett Chevy's President's Day sale and save now. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Nikki Earnshaw. We're giving away some Flyers merch today. Of course, they play the Edmonton Oilers at 1 o'clock, and the Flyers need to get back on they got to get back to their winning ways if they're going to make a push to the playoffs. And we have a text board question. We're giving away Flyers merch courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. What's the question, Nick?
Which franchise gives you more hope, the 76ers or the Philadelphia Flyers? Text in why.
609-403-0973. Now, I got to tell you, I'm out on the Sixers. I'm out on them. You still.
I have to go to the game today. It's not by choice.
The Sixers are 20-35.
Yeah.
They've lost their last 6 games. Both Embiid and Paul George they're saying they're going to shut them down.
They're hurt.
I heard Mike. So I think I heard Mike Gill when I listened. Was it Monday? I was in the area. Tuesday, or no, Thursday.
Doesn't matter. Whatever day it was.
It's not just him. It's everybody else. Like Tank. Was he saying should we tank?
Tank for flag.
Tank for flag. I mean. I never liked tanking. You're an athlete. You got to go out and try to win.
They should be tanking right now. Not with this. What a disaster.
There are people, my brother Bobby included, who've been saying for 2 years, and I'm sure the Negadelphians been saying it too. Get rid of Embiid. You'll never win with him.
Well, you can't get anything for him now. He's
too late now.
It's too late.
Daryl Morey should.
You're
get
stuck.
Fired. Should Daryl Morey get fired?
I think it should be considered.
I think it's his time to run out.
But he did. I don't know.
Well, you think he should be in the Hall of Fame, right?
No, it's not. You misconstrue words every time. You don't get the point I was trying to make. It goes over your head.
Because he got the Houston.
Listen. What did he do? He went out. He got Paul George, who was the top free agent. He probably should have went a little younger, and I remember talking about that multiple times with some of the other free agents. He went a little too old. With Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon. Those are older players in the league. I thought
he
he could
didn't
have
really
went
have too
younger.
many options. At least he did something, but it's not worked, and he hasn't been successful here.
And I'll tell you what, they're only a game and a half out of the 10th seed still.
They're not going to pass the Bulls. They just, you know
The
what?
Bulls stink.
But their body language.
The Bulls traded everybody.
Their effort. I mean, you see Maxey sitting in that big chair, like he's like pulling a Dave Clement when we're talking about baseball. He was like rocking. He was like, he seemed like he.
Think Nick Nurse gets fired at the end of the year?
Is it his fault? I don't think this is his fault.
I mean, but just a new voice.
Well,
you know?
I'm not a proponent of just getting rid of a coach just for the sake of getting
Neither
rid
am
of
I.
I mean, I was pissed off when Hextall got rid of Chief.
Yeah.
I thought that was super unfair.
And then, I mean, you've seen Bob Myers in the booth with the Commanders owner, Josh Harris. I mean, there's a relationship there. Do you think about it? Maybe bringing Bob Myers in to try and fix this mess that they're in right now.
I think they're only going to go south from here. I don't think the Sixers are going to make any type of run. You don't see, you just don't see it in Embiid's his body language.
He's hurt. He's done. And I brought up the other day,
Knicks Nuggets?
I was sitting there. I said I was sitting there the night before this nugget. All right. I'm looking at the ceiling, staring at the wall, okay?
Right.
And I'm just wondering in my head, what if Embiid never played in the Olympics this past year? That's what I'm doing at 10:36 at night, Billy. Staring at my wall and wondering, what if Embiid didn't play in the Olympics?
I think it's. I mean,
would they have just delayed it?
What do you think? He's mad at the Sixers fans. You know that, right? Remember, he got in that argument with Marcus Hayes.
Yeah.
Embiid did. He had a fight with him, and he came. Remember, he made a statement. I've done so much for this city. Right? Remember that comment?
I'm not putting it on Embiid. I'm putting it on the Sixers organization.
I think Embiid.
They've misconstrued.
I don't think he feels appreciated by the Sixers fans anymore.
Well, I think because most of
you can see when he answers the questions in his post-game interview.
Most of the vitriol, I think, should not be directed at Embiid. It should be directed at the organization because they've just.
But my brother's been saying this for 2-3 years. He's not a winner. They're never. I bet you Negadelphia, PJ Corda, Mr. Negadelphia is probably going to say echo the same sentiments.
That doesn't shock me. His name's Mr. Negadelphia. Well, of course he's going to say that. I'm not. I think it's directed at Embiid wrongly, to be honest.
I think PJ's a pretty astute sports fans. I really believe that.
I just think Embiid. I think it should be directed more so at the organization. They have lied about the injury. They've kept it under wraps. They haven't told us the truth. I think it's on the Sixers. It's on the brass of the Sixers. They've done this forever now, and it's just very frustrating. I'm frustrated with the organization. I'm not as frustrated with Embiid as I am the organization. There's things to criticize Embiid about, but I think the organization should get more of the vitriol that Embiid's getting.
All right, so at the bottom of the hour, in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with Kevin Durso, who covers the Flyers for 97.3 ESPN.com. He does a great job. The Flyers are 24-26-7. They're in last place in the Metropolitan Division.
Yeah, and they're a few spots behind that third wild card.
All right, so here's our question. Our text board question at 609-403-0973 is...
Which team gives you more hope and why, the 76ers or the Philadelphia Flyers? And we have a couple of texts coming in, Billy.
Okay, read them off.
Make sure you leave your name as well. First one that came in doesn't have a name, so please leave your name.
And by the way, the
shirt
that we're giving away today is a large, I think, right? Is this a large?
I don't know. You got it over there.
This is
a large? Okay.
Here, I'll hold it up for if you're watching on the X platform or the YouTube channel.
Yep.
And then we've got a blanket.
Yeah, we have a blanket as well. Flyers blanket. All right, first one coming in says the Flyers. They have young, promising players, in parentheses again. The Sixers process has lost the city's trust.
No doubt about it.
All
I
right.
like that one.
Bill from OC chiming in now. I believe the Flyers are the next one between those two teams because the Flyers are a much younger team, definitely heading in the right direction with great hockey minds running the show. And I feel the Sixers, hurts to say that name, have wasted Embiid. Now with George, they are old and going in the wrong direction, and Maxey will be left all alone, and we start the same plan all over again.
Wow, that's good. 609-403-0973. We have a blanket. A Flyers blanket, which is nice, courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. And, of course, today we have a T-shirt that we're giving away.
Yep.
And then tomorrow we'll finish off with the, what is that, a tumbler? What is
we have
it?
a tumbler, yeah.
It's a tumbler.
Water bottle,
Water bottle type tumbler
Yep.
thing with a Travis Konechny black Flyers.
Yeah.
That's a
the
nice
jersey.
We'll do, the jersey. We'll do that tomorrow. Those two for tomorrow. But for right now, 609-403-0973.
Got a couple of more chiming in. This is from Frank in Wildwood. He says the Flyers have more heart and the players want it more. I trust the organization more than the 76ers. Now, that's saying something. Trusting Comcast.
But isn't it
How about that?
Isn't it so funny how negative people are in the Sixers and how positive they are in the Flyers? The Flyers are in last place.
I know.
like they can't even, they got shut out the couple games in. They haven't been playing well at all.
Yeah. All right. We got Goody from Galloway. Flyers give us more hope. Any organization that gives long-term contracts to two injury-prone players like Embiid and Paul George are rowboats in the middle of a lake without oars. Flyers have a solid coach with Meach call.
609-403-0973. Isn't that amazing? Flyers are in last place. 57 games in, 24, 26, and 7.
Listen, Billy, we had Danny Briere on. We had Keith Jones on last year, right?
Yeah.
And they told us they have a plan, and they're going to stick to it. Just be patient.
How long are you going to be patient for, Nick?
I'm going to be patient. I'm trusting their process.
For me, I need to make the playoffs next year.
Oh, jeez.
And go deep.
I
mean, 3 years. How long are we going to? We're 2 years away.
Well, they messed up.
Are we 2 years away from being 2 years away from being 2 years away?
I think they're 2 years away from being 2 years away.
And we got the Phillies opening up.
We're going to ask Kevin Durso. We'll ask Kevin.
That's why we're having Durso.
That's why we're having Durso on.
He's right
today.
there. By the way, you know when you see these post-game interviews, you can see the 97.3 ESPN microphone.
Oh, he's got
right
one
up
too.
in the camera, man.
He's all. I love his
the best
post-game
looking wrist
report.
I've ever seen.
He's got the best post-game reports. I love watching them, tuning in on Instagram, TikTok, all of them. I know you're a big TikTok guy, Schweiner.
I'm not. We'll talk with Kevin Durso on the other side. The first hour of the locker is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. We love La Scala's. The food is phenomenal. By the way, the other day I made spaghetti. I drove across they have La Scala's in Pennsauken there, right across the Cooper River. I went and got the meatball trio.
Oh, that's
love it.
fantastic.
I make spaghetti, and my daughter and I have spaghetti and meatballs.
It's great.
Oh, delish.
That's fantastic.
So La Scala's opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's all the rage. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Kevin Durso. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Nikki Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey later today on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedor bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
Flyers get the extra attack rod. Konechny. He's cool. Travis Konechny.
It's Flyers Oilers later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. It's Flyers hockey all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey. 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. Please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi, my daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 21st, get fast, reliable 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data included and an unlimited mobile line for just $30 a month for 1 year. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan and auto-pay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity internet required. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Nikki Earnshaw, and we're missing Dave Klemick today.
No Clement.
He's on a retreat. I think he's down in Ocean City, Maryland. He's got a lot of snow down there.
Yeah, he's all over the place, that Clement M.
All right, the Flyers play the Edmonton Oilers at 1 p.m. today at the Wells Fargo.
Right here on 97.3 ESPN as well.
Our text board question involves the Flyers.
It does.
At 609-403-0973. Nick, what's the question?
Yeah, so our question of the day, 609-403-0973, is which franchise gives you more hope and why, the Sixers or the Flyers?
Keep them coming in. We have a Flyers blanket that we're going to give away today and a Flyers shirt, which is cream color. It's a real nice shirt. We showed them earlier on X platform and YouTube. They're courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. They're opening up their 15th store location coming soon to the Ocean City Boardwalk, so you want to look out for that. That's Pro Image Sports. Now, we want to talk Philadelphia Flyers because they're back from their All-Star break. What a great All-Star break that was with the Four Nations tournament. I loved it. The viewership was up. Hockey, everybody's like, come on. I see social media.
Yeah.
People are loving hockey.
Yeah, they're loving hockey again.
You know what I mean?
Great.
So, but the Flyers resumed their schedule. I think they got like 25, 27 games left in the season. So let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room. He covers the Flyers for 97.3 ESPN.com, Kevin Durso. Good morning, Kevin.
Morning, Billy. Morning, Nikki. How you guys doing?
Look at
today?
you. What do you got, a tie on, a jacket and tie?
It's only one way to go. I know Mike Hill's not on the suit train here, but come on, hockey coaches, hockey writers, got to go suit.
Now, Kevin, I do want to ask you, should Josh wear the suit to work next week?
Well, I responded to his tweet and said suit up. So, go ahead, suit up. I want him to suit up.
I love it.
So, Kevin, it's good to talk. I've never had you on my show before, but I see the microphone. It's so cool. Like after the Flyers games, I get to see the post-game interviews, and I see your microphone and your wrist.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just trying to get get all the stuff we want for the coverage, and yeah, it's great to be with you. I feel a little bit, like one of these things is not like the other on a day like today. That last week you had Buzz Schneider on, today you got Ken Morrow, and one of these things is not like the other. I do not have the resume of those two guys for sure.
Guess what? I am. I was a senior in high school, Kevin. I'll never forget when the 1980 Olympic hockey team beat the Russians and then beat, I think, Finland or Sweden to win the gold medal. I will never forget it. It's something, Durso, I'll never forget. Having Kenny Morrow, even though he's an Islander, right? He won the cup with the Islanders in 1980. By the way, he was the first American hockey player to win both gold medal and Stanley Cup in the same year.
Yeah, he ended up having a really nice NHL career. I actually looked it up yesterday. 550 NHL games over 10 seasons following being part of that Olympic team. So a great career for him. Obviously, he went with Buzz Schneider like you had on last week. He had the first goal in that game against Russia. So some memorable moments for some of those guys. And it stays, you brought it up about the Fred Sherrow line. It stays with you. You walk together forever with the
When did
memory
I walk together? I'm getting chilled, Durso. You just gave me chills, man.
You're all choked up, Durso.
You're gonna get me all emotional here, because and you know what? By the way, you're gonna love this, Durso. I had lunch yesterday with Lou Scheinfeld. I don't know if you remember him. He was one of the Flyers' original. He was like a president or vice president of the Flyers. We're gonna have him on next week. He autographed a book to me. And so it was nice talking to him and listening to all the stories about how, by the way, he's the one that got Kate Smith. He's also the one that named the Spectrum. We'll get into that next week. But the Flyers, a lot of people, with the Eagles on their magical run to win the Super Bowl, with the Sixers, a lot of people had high expectations for them. The Flyers, we had Danny Briere on, we had Keith Jones on here earlier in the year talking about it, and they're trying to quell the expectations for the Flyers, saying we're not there yet. But how long is it going to take, Durso?
Well, they've got an interesting offseason ahead because they're freeing up money. The last trade they made with Joel Farabee and Morgan Frost, there's some money on the books now that's going to come off after this season, depending on what they do with Andrei Kuzmenko, who makes $5.5 million. Could open up money there. The cap is supposed to go up this offseason, $7.5 million. You've got Eric Johnson making $1 million, who's an unrestricted free agent. Cal Peterson's contract comes off the books. There's a lot of things that are going to open up. So they're going to have cap space. And don't be surprised. I don't think it's really that great of a free agent market for unrestricted free agents, but there are some restricted free agents that fall into that age range that they're going to love, that 23 to 26 range that, don't be surprised if offer sheets are a big thing this offseason. And the Flyers would probably be right in on it to kind of move this thing along a little bit. So how long is it going to take? That's really up to them on how aggressive Danny Briere wants to be. And I get the sense that he's building something here. We're going to hear over the next 2 weeks. The trade deadline is 2 weeks from yesterday. You might hear more names, Scott Lawton, Rasmus Ristolainen. They're certainly floating out there right now. If those guys move too and you free up even more cap space, you're just setting yourself up to possibly be a spender. I joked with Josh on game night last night that Connor McDavid took the charter back from Four Nations with Travis Konechny, Travis Sanheim, and John Tortorella. So food for thought on a guy who's a pending free agent after the 2026 season. So, you never know. But that's the way the Flyers used to operate was you were the big name, the money's coming. So they've opened up some money now, and maybe that goes a long way to what they decide to do in speeding this process up.
We're talking with Kevin Durso. He covers the Flyers for 97.3 ESPN.com. The trade of Farabee and Frost. I mean, those guys were combined minus 23. I like that plus minus stat. I think that shows a lot. You're on the ice and you're getting scored on. That's not good.
Yeah, there's times where it's a little bit,
misleading.
It's a misleading stat sometimes. But for the most part, one of the things that I bring up right now is, today is probably the first time we're going to get to see Jacob Pelletier, who was part of that trade. We haven't seen him yet because there was immigration issues. He didn't get to play after the trade for the week, and Kuzmenko only got one game. So I'm still trying to see those guys to see what they even look like. At this point, if that trade never happened and I'm watching a team with Joel Farabee and Morgan Frost on it, I probably don't have too much to evaluate from my standpoint because I've seen enough of those guys. So it's good to see some fresh blood in here and kind of get a sense of what do these guys bring to the lineup, because now you have something to look forward to more. I think if this was final 25 and you hadn't made a seller move and you're kind of in the position where you're not sure where it's going and freeing up the money and what do you decide to do with these guys, because you had decisions to make. It was, Danny Briere's comments after that trade were, Morgan Frost was going to have to get paid on this next contract. He was a pending free agent also. Right. So if he's going to have to get paid, are they willing to go there? Because how much more evaluation do you need to do on a guy you've seen for so long? That's what they're doing now with Kuzmenko and Pelletier. So it gives you a little something to look forward to versus some of these other guys that what they are. You've seen the performance on the ice. You get the idea that, they're on the ice and they're minuses and, the way that they defend and the way that they're getting scored on sometimes, that comes with the territory. And that's a collective thing sometimes with the other guys you're on the ice with at the same time, but it's also a reflection on your own game, and you want it to be on the positive side for sure.
Yeah.
Kevin, I want to talk about John Tortorella a little bit in the present as well as looking ahead to the future. I know him and Michkov have had a little bit of a rocky relationship, right? He's been benched. I mean, they've gone at it on the sidelines a few times. And, there's been people out there saying, is Tortorella the right coach? From your perspective, is Torts the right guy, and does the organization feel like he's the one to lead them into the future?
They certainly do. They've backed him the whole way. And, Danny Briere has talked a lot about, and Keith Jones have talked a lot about, if you can't handle this, we probably don't want you. So if you can't handle that style of coaching, if you're a guy who sits there was recently a poll by The Athletic that had a strong percentage of players who said they don't want to play for John Tortorella. And that's the mindset of the front office from there is that, well, if you don't want to play for a guy like that, then we probably don't want you on the team. So that's the way they take it. So they think he's absolutely the right guy. John Tortorella is not always associated with the most developmental side of the game. He's an old school kind of guy, but he's evolved a little bit too. And he likes Michkov for that exact aspect. The last time they had an exchange, Michkov gave it back to him a little.
Yeah.
And he likes that. He wants somebody to kind of challenge him a little bit. Kind of going back to Morgan Frost for a second, they had a kind of moment themselves last season where Frost was better in the second half of the season because they had a meeting. And Frost finally went to him and was like, well, what do you want me to do? What can I do? And I'm going to challenge you for scratching me so many games. And he got better because of it. So sometimes that's all it takes is just the communication, stepping up and going to your coach and saying, all right, fine. I don't like this. I'm going to tell you I don't like this. What can I do to be better? And what do we need to do to make this work? And sometimes that's the secret to success.
We're talking with Kevin Durso. He covers the Flyers for 97.3 ESPN.com. You're down in the game today. You got Edmonton Oilers. Oilers are 34-17-4. They're in first place in the Pacific. This is a big game today. I mean, if the Flyers, and they've been off, listen, they've had almost 10 days off, which is unusual for this such a long break for their All-Star. Usually they get like 3 or 4 days. They had 10. So this is a big game coming back for the Flyers. They need to win this game today.
Yeah, it would be great to show something like that. Absolutely. I thought it was good for them the way that the thing was kind of shaping up before they went into the break to get that win against Pittsburgh, because it sure felt like as that week kind of progressed, they might not win a game before the break. They ended up getting a really good goaltending performance from Sam Ersson in that Pittsburgh game. They played a strong game all around there. Pittsburgh was shorthanded as well, so it helped. But they got a win that ended the first part of that on a high note. You come back with this one, and you should be motivated. Look at who's on the other side. This is Canada's new golden boy is on the other side of the ice today, and that should motivate you in and of itself. It's funny because I'm talking about mostly about McDavid. Leon Draisaitl's the team leader in points on that team, so he's another guy you can't ignore. Evan Bouchard's one of the up-and-coming defensemen who's turning into a superstar. They've got other depth players, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Zach Hyman. These guys just, with the help of McDavid and Draisaitl, obviously, this is a dangerous offensive team. The guy who I think I'm most intrigued to see today is your goaltender. As far as I know, we haven't gotten a complete confirmation. I wouldn't expect anything different that Sam Ersson's getting the start. And for him to play the way he did on Monday against USA and get a win, he had the best, I know Jordan Binnington is getting a lot for the game that he had on Thursday, and rightfully so. But the goaltender with the most saves in any game in Four Nations was Sam Ersson with 32 or 33 in that game on Monday. So I want to see the carryover effect for him because that's certainly a confidence builder. I know that USA was playing that day without a few players that are certainly key parts of their roster, but that's a talented roster that he stopped a lot of shots against. And I want to see the confidence boost for him because when he's on his game and he's confident like that, he's really good. And I want to see the carryover effect against an offense like this.
Kevin, I'm glad you invoked the Four Nations. The viewership was up. People were really excited about this new tournament that the NHL has implemented. It was awesome. It was absolutely fantastic.
It was phenomenal.
There was a lot of positive reviews of it, obviously. What is the sense from the players that you kind of get on how successful this really was?
Well, I don't even think you needed to hear words from the players. I think their actions told the whole story. The passion that they played with is everything, and they could have treated this like anything else with an all-star game. I brought up to Josh yesterday that the 3-on-3 all-star game that they had for years, the idea of trying to put fantasy drafts into it, it's all fun and games, but I don't think the players are as into it as you want them to be.
No.
They were into this, and this was very much, to me anyway, this is a precursor to next year with the Olympics. The fact that the NHL is planning to go back, they've made it clear that that's the intention. That sets the stage for it. Anybody who's playing for USA, Canada, and you can throw the other two in as well, Sweden and Finland, they're going to want to play in the Olympics too. Beyond this tournament, it's not going to be the exact same thing. This was an NHL run situation here, so the ice size is NHL regulation. The rules were done by the NHL standards, but you're still setting the stage for the rivalries of it. At this point in time, doesn't everybody now want to see USA, Canada in a gold medal game in the Olympics next year? I sure do.
What about the Russians, Kev?
Well, I'm curious to see what they do with that situation. I can only assume that they're going to try to do probably the Olympic athletes from Russia again. I know that this was a big thing for Alex Ovechkin. He wants to play in an Olympics. So I got to imagine there's a way that he ends up playing in an Olympics. And certainly from the Flyers' perspective now, you got a young player that you would want to watch in that situation too. I'm sure Matvei Michkov's on the radar. He has to be, right? So that's a guy you want to see in those situations too. What I would be curious about from the four nations perspective is maybe that down the road, it's not four nations anymore, that you expand upon that, because there's other countries that you could certainly go to and build this thing bigger and better. They did just announce at the start of four nations, they're going to do another World Cup of Hockey in 4 more years in 2028. So let's see where that goes and see what they do. They did say that from that, the last time they had a World Cup of Hockey, they kind of created teams, if you will. They had Team North America, which was an under 23 team of North American players, Canadian and US, and they had a European team. They're not going to do that next time. So it's going to strictly be country against country. And that's the way I think it should be, honestly. You've got enough players from these rosters that you can do that.
Real quick, Durso, you invoked Ovechkin's name. Was he like 15 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's record?
He's getting close, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting close. Are you in favor of that? I mean, I am not. I don't want to. I don't want to see him break Gretzky's record.
I want to see him.
I don't want to see a Russian break Gretzky's record.
Here we go.
Do you, Durso?
Do I want to see? You don't want. I think you don't want to see records broken. I really like Wayne Gretzky. I have a picture in my office of Wayne Gretzky setting that record. That photo of him scoring that record-setting goal on my wall. Certainly. I'll probably I'll post some pictures later today, and I'll tag you in it because I have that on my wall. I have plenty of representation of the historic moment of today from 45 years ago as well on my wall in the office too. So I know you guys would like that type of stuff. So I'll send those over at some point for you. But definitely, do I want to see it broken? I think Wayne Gretzky's the greatest player of all time. Yeah. So I don't want to see a record go down, but do I think it's going to happen? Not only do I think it's going to happen, I think there's a good shot it happens this season, honestly.
Yeah, see, I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. He's been hurt a lot, Ovechkin. Although the Capitals
he's a freak of nature.
Like I was going to say, the Capitals, they're in first place. They're playing unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a total unexpected to me. I didn't have them. Yep. I don't even think I had them in the playoffs, honestly, at the beginning of the season, let alone doing what they're doing. So they've been an impressive story, and they kept it going while he was out too. So I certainly didn't expect that. But yeah, he's the one thing I will tell you about this record, if he goes on to break it, is he's got more empty net goals than anybody in NHL history. Yeah. I do not want to see this on an empty net goal. Score on a goalie.
All right, Durso, as always, we appreciate you, man, and we're gonna do this again with you. And I like your outfit today. You're looking good for a Flyers win. They dropped the puck at 1:00 against the Edmonton Oilers. Get down to the Wells Fargo Center. Thanks, Kevin. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is, Kevin Durso on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Nick,
that was great. He's awesome.
I don't want to see Ovechkin break Gretzky's record.
Of course you don't.
You heard him saying all these freaking empty net goals.
That's fine. I want to see it. Records are meant to be broken.
Not the great one.
The great one's going to get surpassed.
Right, don't forget, 609-403-0973 is the text board. We're giving away a Flyers blanket today and a T-shirt courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. 609-403-0973. What's the question, Nick?
All right, the question of the day is, which franchise gives you more hope and why, the Sixers or the Flyers? And those texts are coming in. We'll read a couple on the other side.
All right, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, attorneys, to facilitate your real estate purchases from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with over 15 office locations in Philadelphia and New Jersey. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. And just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they'll have private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. with Unsportsmanlike on 97.3 ESPN with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Small.
Can't wake up without it.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons or Electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
With GMF financing to qualify buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
It's President's Day all month long at Bennett Chevy. You know there's lots of President's Day sales, but none like Bennett Chevy, who beat them all. Right now, Bennett's selling new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee pricing and not a penny more. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you thousands. You'll save even more with available 0% financing. And right now, Bennett's paying a minimum $10,000 for any old trade towards any pre-owned in stock. That's a minimum $10,000 for the worst clunker. Imagine how much you'll get for a good trade. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is paid based on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. So there's no pressure trying to sell you more. No back and forth negotiations. No waiting around for a manager. No, not at Bennett Chevy, because Bennett is really different and you're gonna love it. So get to Bennett Chevy's President's Day sale and save now. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Hey, it's Mike Gillis. Football winds down. College basketball is gearing up. Fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get in on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 to get $100 in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Nicky Earnshaw. Nick, can we get a couple reads coming in?
We got a couple. We have a couple.
We have a lot, huh?
We got a lot of text messages.
Everybody wants that blanket, I bet.
So everyone wants that blanket. They want the T-shirt, and they want to rip the Sixers because most of these are Flyers.
It's amazing.
It's awesome. So I had a text come in. This one's pretty funny. If Dallas was able to get rid of Luka Doncic and an All-Star, why can't the Sixers get rid of Joel Embiid?
True that.
It's not true because they can't get rid of him. They can't get rid of him
At the end of the season.
At the end of the season.
All right.
So they can't trade.
But they're not. Listen, if you're a GM in another team, you taking a shot at paying a max contract out to somebody like Joel Embiid?
If I'm a bad team, absolutely.
If you're like
absolutely.
So you're gonna throw bad money after bad money?
Yeah. Plenty of bad money out there. You kidding me?
Bad money.
It's a lot of bad money. All right. We got Andrew in Summers Point. He said neither. They're both rebuilding. They both suck. There's nothing to look forward to at all.
That could be a winner.
That might be a winner. Andrew in Summers Point.
Because how long? I mean, there is optimistic feelings for the Flyers, but how long is it going to take? I mean, they keep saying, "Oh, we're a couple years away. Don't get excited." Well, they've been saying that now for 2 years.
All right, yeah. We got from Joe. Neither. Take the propaganda away. Their record this year is worse than last. I like Michkov. Jim from OC chimes in. It's the Flyers by far. Younger team, more leadership with the plan. Flyers have more talent and not afraid to make a move.
I like that.
That's
a good one.
We got some contenders for the end.
609-403-0973.
All right, before we go to break, Glenn from Millville, more hope in the Flyers. Briere and Jones seem to have a plan, a lot of young talent, and the biggest thing is they are not rushing it, having patience, plenty of draft picks, more to be excited about.
Wow, that's a good one, too. Listen, I think why Jonesy's more loved than any other general manager or the president of the Flyers again, because I think he was on the radio. Like, people know.
Yeah,
they
that's
know.
true. He's on TV as well.
But that only goes so long. If you don't start winning soon, then that all that goes out the window.
We'll see. A lot of more optimism in the Flyers and some neither.
On the other side, we're going to talk with Mr. Negadelphia, P.J. Corda.
He's ready to go.
He's already in the 3-point.
He's got a couple of. He's Phillied up. Let's just say he's Phillied up.
Wearing a jersey.
Oh, he is.
And then at the bottom of the hour, we're going to talk with gold medal defenseman Ken Mara from the 1980 Olympic team. They beat the Russians 45 years ago today. Stay tuned for all that. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Nikki Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey later today on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedor bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
Flyers get the extra attack run. Konechny beats Travis Konechny.
It's Flyers Oilers later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. It's Flyers hockey all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey. 97.3 ESPN.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Lowe's knows how to help you get the most out of your store run. That's why members save more with My Lowe's Rewards. Earn points towards My Lowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts. Plus, unlock free standard shipping when you reach Silver Key status. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi, my daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 21st, get fast, reliable 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data included and an unlimited mobile line for just $30 a month for 1 year. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan auto pay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity internet required. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station, serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Nikki Earnshaw, as we're still basking in the glow of a Super Bowl victory. Super Bowl 59. Nikki Earnshaw's got a Super Bowl hat on. I got my I got the jersey that Mr. Negadelphi got
the jersey on today.
I told PJ I'm wearing this every show.
Mine was in the wash, so I
right.
couldn't wear it today.
And
I haven't watched it one time because the Eagles were on the run. I couldn't watch it.
You're superstitious.
A little superstitious there.
I got the Phillies today at 1 p.m. Their first Grapefruit League game, and of course the Flyers at 1 o'clock. They dropped the puck against the Edmonton Oilers. 609-403-0973 is the text board. We're giving away great prizes courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. Today we're giving away a Flyers blanket.
Yep.
And one of the T-shirts.
Yes.
And the question is, Nick.
All right, the question is, which franchise gives you more hope, the 76ers or the Flyers? Let us know why. We have some great texts coming in.
All right, now it's time for Mr. Negadelphia, PJ Corda, sponsored by the Galloway Pool Service. Hey, you're not happy with your pool, people? Call the Galloway Pool Service, 609-204-6939. They've been in business for over 30 years. They cover all of South Jersey. Ask for Dragon. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you. That's the Galloway Pool Service, 609-204-6939. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, PJ Corda, Mr. Negadelphia, who's looking great. You look like you should be in the starting lineup today with the Phils.
Listen, I'm going to see him this afternoon. I'm going to drive up to Bradenton, see him throw the ball around a little bit.
Nice. Who do they play? They play Detroit Tigers today.
Right, but they're at the Lions Spring Training Stadium in Bradenton.
You know what? If I didn't know any better, Nick, looking at him, Mr. Negadelphia is on the X platform, StreamYard, YouTube channel with us. He looks like a manager.
He does. He's all suited up.
Are you sporting a little mustache too there?
Yeah, a little lack of shaving here. Yeah.
It's like he's a part of the Yankees.
Oh,
he can grow a mustache now.
I'm allowed to.
You're allowed. You're allowed. You're in New York now. They're all allowed to wear beards and have mustaches now. What a fraudulent organization.
It's a new world. It's a new world.
My gosh.
PJ, man, you look like a manager.
I'm ready to get out there and coach.
Now, since you do look like a manager, let's hear what's the starting lineup from Mr. Negadelphia.
Before we get to that, we're still basking in the glow of that Super Bowl victory, man. Come on.
It still feels good. Yeah, no, it feels good. It feels good to have that victory under us. I mean, listening to the show and hearing everybody call in how the biggest hope is the team that's in last place is a little discouraging. It's like that's our only hope at this point for the other teams, but it's not good in that way. But the Eagles delivered what we wanted, so I'm happy about that. And now we got to deal with the rest of the city's issues, you know.
So are you? I don't know if I'm shocked or surprised or. I didn't expect to see you in Phillies gear today. I know.
I'm glad he is.
But I'm glad you. I know you're not gonna wear Flyers or Sixers stuff. No, I hear you.
It's the only winning team we got left right now that just started. I mean, the rest of them are losing all the time. I gotta have somebody to support here and give some favor to,
All right. So the Phillies, they got Jesus Luzardo, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be in the starting rotation. They've got who's the reliever they just got from Toronto, who could possibly be their closer.
We got some options, yeah. I was looking into, when we drafted Andrew Painter. Did you guys? He's a big boy. He got injured. We weren't allowed to really see all of his potential. They said they got him up at spring training. I don't know if he's going to play, what they're going to do with him. But
they got Jordan Romano in the bullpen as well. He's had a lot of injury problems
Strand
as well.
Or Ryan Kirkland.
Yep. Tanner Banks from last year.
Alvarado's back.
So I think their pitching's fine. I'm worried about the offense. That's what I'm more concerned about.
Listen, Nick, I've always had scrutiny about this. I know Schwarber is a great on-base guy. When you look at him and you see our team and you say, here's our leadoff hitter, and they're giving all the advantages to the runners now. And it's like, hey, I don't know if this is the positioning we should do. Maybe we should change it up and get somebody that's a little quicker out in the front, not as big, if you know what I'm saying. He's not quick. Dude, he can hit. Listen, he can hit great, okay? He's a great hitter. I love seeing he gets on base all the time, but I think I could beat him in a foot race. I mean, he's not quick.
Well, listen, Mr. Negadelphia, I agree with you 100%. I don't think he should be in the leadoff spot. Listen, you can say what you want. He's got great numbers. He does this, but they haven't won with him in that position. So it's time to change. Look, what's the definition of insanity, Nick?
Expecting a different result. Come on, guys.
Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Let's move on.
And that's the problem. They didn't go out and get another bat. They signed Max Kepler. That's the problem, not the lineup. The lineup's fine. The lineup's fine. You don't need to change anything with the lineup. The problem is they have too many boomer bust guys that are not hitting for average, not contact hitters. You can change the lineup all you want. You still have the same lineup and the same guys in just a different order heading into the postseason. If they all go cold again, it's the same problem. You haven't changed anything.
We're coming back with the same crew. We're coming back with the same crew.
And Mr. Negadelphia, ready for this? I think the Braves are going to be better this year, man. Acuna's coming back. Yes. The Nationals are going to be much better. And guess what?
The Nationals, let's relax on the Nationals.
They are going to be better, I'm telling you. And listen to this. Here's what the Dodgers did. The Dodgers got Blake Snell, Tanner Scott, Conforto, and Yates, right? And they brought back Teoscar Hernandez. They've got Clayton Kershaw back in the fold. The Dodgers made it. And look at the Mets, what the Mets did.
The Mets are making moves, and then we got the Phillies going right back the same way that we started.
Exactly.
We're going to win now. It's like
that's my problem. Their pitching is great. I like the Phillies pitching. That's awesome. Yeah. But they did not go out and get an impact bat, and that's concerning. So the deadline is going to be massively important this year. Massively important.
Somebody's got to pony up on our side. We got to start paying for something.
Well, I'll tell you who the X factor is for this lineup this year, and it's Bryson Stott. Bryson Stott needs to get back to batting over 300.
Maybe Middleton should have gone to the Hard Rock and put a bet down.
Oh God, I love it.
The Philly staple, the Hard Rock. Philly staple. According to the Washington fans, that's a Philly staple. They took it over.
They did.
So PJ, Mr. Negadelphia, what is what is your outlook for the Phillies this year? Like, I mean, I just illustrated like that they're playing the NL East, which I don't think there's the Marlins the only slouch team, and
The Nationals are a slouch too.
I'm not. Don't take them lightly, Nick.
The Nationals are slouches. Stop.
I would say we got a very competitive schedule. It's going to be tough, but at the end of the day, I think we'll be a winning team. Like I think we're a winning team, but we have to do something if we expect. We everything has to go our way, or we have to do something or make a move that's going to give us that extra nudge to get us that victory.
And the Phillies have gone backwards if you think about it, right? The two years ago they were in the World Series, then they lost in the NLCS.
Yep.
And then last year they lost the NLDS. So if you think about it, they've gone backwards and they haven't done anything to improve the team other than maybe Jesus Luzardo and maybe Jordan Morano. I mean, other than that,
and
like Nick said, we didn't get a big bat. PJ,
no, and we're coming to the end here, boys. We got a year left on a lot of these contracts. Schwarber's coming up. We got a lot of guys that if we don't make a run this year and make a real good attempt at it and put something in there, next year's not going to be easier, man. We're going to have a harder time piecing this together.
And listen, I brought this. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. All right, because Aiden Miller's waiting in the ranks, and he's at spring training now. He's a guy who's probably going to play shortstop.
We had him on the show last year.
We talked to him. He's fantastic. I want to know, because at some point you're going to have to make a decision. Are you going to bring the young kid up, right? And we've heard all the trade talk and trade rumors about Alec Boehm, right? And he's got another year left on his deal after this year. Would you think about moving Trey Turner at some point if things start going awry and try and get rid of that contract so you can allow an Aiden Miller to come up and play shortstop? I just want to get your guys' thoughts.
People have been complaining about Trey and that spot. I mean, I think it's a spot that he could develop into for sure. I'm not saying get rid of Trey, but maybe move him, adjust here and maybe have the young kid come up and show us what he can do. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think changing something and getting something going there is what they need. Going back and doing the same thing over without getting some young bats in there and younger kids. I mean, we need to start looking at what other talent we have, because what we showed last year didn't make it happen.
We're looking at Trey Turner. Looking at Trey Turner's stats when it matters the most. In 2023, he played 13 postseason games. He hit .347, knocked in 9 runs, had 5 doubles, 3 HRs, home runs, and 5 RBIs, and his OPS was 1,033. Last year, 4 games, batted .200, only knocked in 2 runs or only scored 2 runs, no doubles, no home runs, no RBIs, and his OPS was .490. So, I mean, he's definitely regressed. Maybe,
it also took him like eight standing ovations to finally hit a baseball. I mean, how many standing ovations do we give the guy? I mean, seriously, he has underperformed that contract by miles. Defensively, he's been terrible. Offensively, he's shown signs, but has not lived up to that contract. So Trey Turner, this is a massive year for Trey Turner. And I don't think it's being discussed enough on how big of a year he needs to have this year. He needs to be huge.
Yeah, we got to see a lot out of him. And like I said, this is the year that we have to have this happen. If we don't, then the next years are going to be harder to rebuild. We're going to be a lot more structuring and getting guys re-signed and who we're going to pick.
All right, I got to tell you, I want to just ask you a quick question. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to say a person's name and just tell me the first word that comes to your mind. All right? Alec Boehm.
I feel bad. For Boehm. All last year, I mean, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. I don't know if it's his hair or what. I don't know why. I just feel bad for him. I don't think that he's did
you see his, he looked like a sulking baby last year at the end of the season.
Well, according to Rob Thompson and the Phillies, he has changed his attitude this offseason. We will see. He needs to be much better. He struggled mightily after that injury last year.
You know what I like to see, Nick?
You
know what I like to see, Nick? When somebody's serious, like Nick Sirianni shaved his head, right? He came back after the bye with a shaved head. Wouldn't it be? Right? I'm changing my whole approach, including the way I look on the field.
Listen, love to get it going. Let's start it up. Baum needs to shave his head. I think it's
Shave it.
All right, I'm going to say another person's name, and you're going to give me a one-word answer. Bryson Stott.
I would say,
He's speechless.
I would just say like ungrateful. Like I think that we need to get him to be more of he's consistent in some spots, and then towards the end of the season, I was like,
Well, last year,
my word would be he's laid back, laid back for me.
It did come out. It did come out. He was hurt last year. He had a shoulder. Yeah. He had an issue last year that he said affected his approach at the plate, etc. So that was part of that. So that didn't come out until now. He can't be hurt either. They had a lot of injuries last year. And one, JT Realmuto, you have to watch out for this year because he's getting older and he's a catcher.
There's another guy, PJ, Mr. Negadelphia. I love JT Realmuto. I think he's a great athlete. He was a great catcher. But that position beats you up. And this is like, what, his fourth year with the Phillies? How many years has he been?
There for a while. More than that.
Yeah, I mean, more than that. So, and the clock's ticking on him, too.
We're getting to this road, man. It's a make or break season for us. I believe that we got to make it happen now, or it's going to be a while.
All right, Mr. Negadelphia, I love your attire. And you're going to the game today?
Yeah, we're gonna go see a few innings. Yeah, I'll stop over, check it out. It's a little cold down here, actually.
What is it, 62?
It's like 50s, 60s, man.
Boy, that glow coming off your face from that Super Bowl win still looks good, brother.
Still good, man. Still feeling it, man. Still feeling it.
PJ, as always, we appreciate you, man. Look forward every Saturday to talking to you.
All right, take it easy, boys. Look forward to it.
All right, there he is, Mr. Negadelphia, PJ Corder on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Of course, he's sponsored by the Galloway Pool Service. Not happy with your pool, people? Call the Galloway Pool Service, 609-204-6939. They've been in business for over 30 years, covering all of South Jersey. As for Dragon, tell them the boys from the locker room sent you. That's the Galloway Pool Service, 609-204-6939. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Ask for Jason. He does a great job. All right, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann & Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann & Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call today, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker with Billy Schwein and Nick Earnshaw on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the Sixers and Flyers weekend. The Phillies start the Grapefruit League. We'll check in on them down in Clearwater. Getting ready for Eagles free agency, all that and more. Football at 4. It is a Monday edition of the Sports Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons or Electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Lowe's knows how to help you get the most out of your store run. That's why members save more with My Lowe's Rewards. Earn points towards My Lowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts. Plus, unlock free standard shipping when you reach Silver Key status. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Nikki Earnshaw. And of course, if you ever miss a locker room, you can always go to my podcast. We upload them after the shows. The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. There's on 8 podcast locations.
Spotify, Apple.
Apple, the whole thing. All right, 609-403-0973 is the text board. We got great giveaway items courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. Flyers merch. We're giving away a blanket today and a nice cream-colored T-shirt. It's Flyers logo on it. We showed it on the X platform and the YouTube channel, 609-403-0973. Nick, you got some, what's the question? And you read some off.
Yeah, which franchise gives you more hope, the Sixers or the Flyers? Let us know why, and text in at 609-403-0973. We have some texts coming in. Oh, it's been busy on the text board today. It's Jerry from Seaville. If anyone picks the Sixers, they are crazy. They tank for Flag. Or he will just, if they tank for Flag, he will just stay at Duke. I'm a Sixers fan since 1974. This is horrible.
Good one.
All right, the next one. The Philadelphia 76ers are an absolute disaster this year, and it all starts with Joel Embiid, who's once again proving to be utterly worthless when it matters most.
That's a good
Sure,
one.
he puts up big numbers, but his lack of leadership and inability to carry the team in crucial moments expose his glaring fault.
Everybody's down on the Sixers, Nick.
That's Evan from Little Egg Harbor. He said also the Sixers are all hype and no heart. It shows every time on the court. Oh, Evan's in the running for sure.
609-403-0973, Nick.
Yeah, we got a couple of more coming
lot
in.
more.
I'm getting crazy. It's crazy over here. I'm getting overwhelmed. All right, so we have a couple of baseball texts in there. I do want to read a baseball text. The Trey Turner contract is unmovable. There will be 3 teams, fourth and most, in on Turner. Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, and Giants. Yankees have Volpe, Mets have Lindor, Dodgers have Betts, Giants have Adams. Even the Blue Jays have Bichette. Cole from LBI.
Okay. 609-403-0973 is the text board.
Let us know. Text in.
We're giving away a Flyers blanket and a Flyers T-shirt, courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. Of course, they're announcing that they're going to be opening their 15th store location on the Ocean City Boardwalk, right across from the Music Pier between 8th and 9th Street. Pro Image Sports will showcase their unique selection of officially licensed sports teams, hats, jerseys, clothing, and accessory items for men, women, and kids. Choose from famous brands like New Era, 47 Brand, Starter, and others. For more information on this and everything else they have to offer, log on to fantreasures.com or stop by one of their 14 other tri-state area locations. I go to the Cherry Hill Mall.
Yeah.
You go to the one in Runnymede, right?
Yeah, a lot of fun there.
609-403-0973. On the other side, we're going to talk with 1980 gold medal winner for the 1980 Olympic hockey team, Ken Morrow, will be joining us. 45 years ago today, Nick.
Yeah.
Today, to the day.
To the day, to the name, to the day, to the time.
Something I'll never forget. We got the Al Michaels sound that we will play in a little bit. One of the most iconic calls in the history of calls.
It might be the best. It might be the best. There's a few up there, but I mean, how can you? No, everyone knows the miracle.
Morrow was on the ice.
Yeah.
With the last 30 seconds of that, he had that last shift, and I think he even touched the puck with 10 seconds to go.
I can't wait to play.
Put it up the boards, and you know what? Just the we said this with Buzz. We had Buzz Schneider on last week. There was only that arena only holds 10,000, but did you hear this crowd? It
felt like 20.
It felt like 20,000 people.
I can't wait to talk to him. I can't wait to ask him about what it's like to play for your country in that sense, like especially with the Four Nations just going on.
That's why this Four Nations is
really
so cool
cool
because it happened on this anniversary.
Now, I want to bring up Kevin Durso, our Flyers insider for 97.3 ESPN.com.
How about a wall he has?
So he just tweeted out, if you go on the X platform, we also have it if you're watching us on the X platform and the YouTube channel. You can kind of see it. I got to zoom in a little bit. But if you go to Kevin_Durso on X, he put up his entire wall of his man room. He's got Gretzky. He's got the Miracle on ice. He's got tons of stuff on there.
He's got Bobby Orr flying across, scoring that game winner against the Blues.
Unreal. So I've been talking about building my man room up.
Gordie
Howe. This is a man room. If you want to check out what a man room looks like, Kevin_Durso on X.
Durso, how about that?
So
he's got Lanny McDonald from the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, so he tweeted it out. Go check it out. Make sure you follow Kevin as well.
That's hardcore, Nick.
That's hardcore stuff right there. I'll tell you what. I need. That's gonna give me some inspo to finish out my man.
Yeah, how's it going with
We're
your
halfway done. We're getting there.
Once again, if you miss a show, you can upload us on the on my podcast. 8 podcast locations.
You can tune in there.
Spotify, Apple.
Yep. As well as YouTube as well. You can watch the
Room
replay
Blues
there.
Farm. All right. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Ask for Jason. Go down there, say hello to JM, and they got a bunch of great people down there. Go down there and say hello. The Locker Room sent you. Now, I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. We love La Scala's. I love that meatball trio.
The margarita pizza.
You like the margarita pizza.
Yes.
Hey, La Scala's opened 2 summers ago already in Brigantine. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday. They're located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll talk with Olympic gold medal winner, defenseman Ken Morrow. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
College basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's an ACC showdown at the Dean Dome. Step back, left wing three. Go. The Virginia Cavaliers head into Chapel Hill to face the North Carolina Tar Heels. For a dramatic three. Oh boy.
The college basketball season continues later today on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins after Flyers hockey.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The trained comfort specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch a big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and nonstop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails to keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
With GMF financing, to qualify buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
It's President's Day all month long at Bennett Chevy. You know there's lots of President's Day sales, but none like Bennett Chevy, who beat them all. Right now, Bennett's selling new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee pricing and not a penny more. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you thousands. You'll save even more with available 0% financing. And right now, Bennett's paying a minimum $10,000 for any old trade towards any pre-owned in stock. That's a minimum 10 grand for the worst clunker. Imagine how much you'll get for a good trade. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is paid based on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. So there's no pressure trying to sell you more. No back and forth negotiations. No waiting around for a manager. No, not at Bennett Chevy, because Bennett is really different and you're gonna love it. So get to Bennett Chevy's President's Day sale and save now. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Nicky Earnshaw, and I'll tell you what, Nick, that it never gets old.
No.
Probably one of the best calls in sports.
Ever.
Al
All time.
Michaels. And, of course, you heard Ken Morrow had the puck. And I'm so honored to have a winner of the 1980 gold medal winners at the Olympics. They beat the Russians. Unbelievable. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room gold medal winner for the 1980 Olympic hockey team, Ken Morrow. Good morning, Ken.
Hey, good morning. It's great to be on this 45th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice game.
It's unbelievable. 45 years ago. Now, I hate to make you sound old, but I was a senior in high school, okay? Ken, I'm telling you, like that game, what time did you guys play? Because I don't think the game came on until later on in the evening, correct?
Yeah, you're right. It was a 5 p.m. game up in Lake Placid, but they tape delayed it till 8 p.m. And the funny thing is, on the tape delay, if you get a chance to watch it, Jim McKay has this big smile on his face, even though they don't want anybody to know what the score of the game was.
Ken, we had Bud Snyder on, your teammate, last week, because last week actually started, we had him on, was it Saturday? Or we had him on Sunday. We had him on Sunday, which actually started the Olympic run for you guys. So we had him on, and then today, obviously, is the 45th anniversary of you actually beating the Russians to the day. So I said, I needed to have you back. I needed to get you on because you were on the ice for that last shift, man. What was that like?
Oh, crazy. I was on for the last minute and a half, me and my partner, Mike Ramsey, and you're trying to hold a 1-goal lead against a team that could score 3 or 4 goals in the last minute of the game. So, my only thought, people say, what were you thinking about out there? And my only thought was to get that puck out over the blue line. And
Don't cough it up
in your own end. Yeah. But
hey, Ken, what were you doing out there?
We did spend a lot of time in our own end.
Ken, what were you doing out there? What were you doing out there for a minute and 30 seconds? That's like 35, 40 seconds is a long shift that in and of itself.
Yeah, you're right. Truthfully, the way I describe it, I'd rather be on the ice than on the bench.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think it would have been worse being on the bench. Yeah.
Did you guys, and I asked Buzz Snyder this, and we had Mike Eruzione on. Actually, I had Mike on 5 years ago on your 40th anniversary.
Right.
But it never gets old, and to have you on today is great. But Mike said that you guys didn't even realize, like, you guys were just consumed with playing hockey, and you had to deal with Herb Brooks. And obviously the movie that was made about it, The Miracle, shows you how tough he was. But did you guys realize what you were doing for the country at the time?
No, we didn't. We were isolated up in Lake Placid there, and Herb and Craig Patrick had done a great job of, keeping us isolated, keeping us away from the press and everything that was going on in the world. He just wanted us concentrating on hockey. But yeah, we were just a bunch of young kids, trying to beat the best hockey team in the world. And as Al Michaels described it, it was the Cold War being played out on a sheet of ice in Lake Placid. So there was a lot more going on in the world than we were aware of. So that's why it's, here we are 45 years later. And it was a moment in time that changed my life. It changed all our teammates' lives forever. And as we found out over the last 45 years, it uplifted and impacted our country in ways that we never could have imagined.
And we got a little taste of that with the Four Nations tournament this year. I mean, especially with the tension between the Americans and the Canadians right now. You could feel the energy, the enthusiasm. And, what an all-star weekend. It was like better than an all-star game.
Well, it was. It was just spectacular. You couldn't have scripted it any better. When you get world-class players like this representing their country, the pride, the passion, the skill just comes out. It's on display. And, the thing about hockey is it has such a great history and tradition to it. And, young kids get inspired. There were a group of young kids that were inspired by what we did back in 1980, and then we saw them come through all these terrific American stars and superstars of the 90s. And watching this Four Nations tournament, I'm sure there are a lot of young hockey players out there that are inspired by this.
We're talking with 1980 gold medal winner from the 1980 Olympic hockey team, Ken Morrow, is with us. And Ken, you're writing a book now. Can you tell us a little bit about your book and when it's going to come out and the title and everything?
Yeah, sure. It just got released on the 18th, so it's been out a few days. Never ever thought I would write a book. I've been called an author by some people. So, but I'm not a person that seeks out the spotlight. So it was something that as I said, I never thought I would do. But I've been told by a lot of people over the last 40 years. They would say to me, "You should write a book," and never gave it a second thought. But I think I got to that point in my life where, I think what sold me on it was just the fact that I could leave my kids and grandkids something. They don't know the full story of what happened. And back in 1980, it was more than just the 2 weeks in Lake Placid. I think the story of our team is much deeper than that. So hopefully I touched on some of that stuff in the book. And so far, it's, the reaction has been really good.
And Ken, you I believe you're the first hockey player to win a gold medal and a Stanley Cup in the same year?
I was, yeah. It was actually 3 months to the day. Yeah, we won the gold medal against Finland on February 24th, and then I was skating around with the Stanley Cup, Nassau Coliseum ice.
Yeah, we don't like that here in Philadelphia, Ken.
Well, what a great rivalry. You guys got your opportunity there in the mid-'70s, and man, were they ever a good team. In fact, when we won our first in 1980 against Philadelphia, they had set a record for 35 straight games without a loss that year. So I think that's still a record in all pro sports.
And I got to tell you, Ken, earlier in the year, it's so funny because today's the 45th anniversary I'm having you on. Back on May 19th, was the 50th anniversary of the Flyers to the day, May 19th, 1974, 50 years to the day that the Flyers won their very first Stanley Cup, and I had Bernie Perrant and Dave Schultz on. They brought me to tears, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what a great team. Bobby Clark and those guys. And here I was a young kid, playing against them in the finals that year. So, yeah.
Ken, it's Nick here. Thanks for coming on with us today on such a special day. I mean, that Miracle on Ice, I've watched it my entire life. I'm a little younger, so I didn't get to see it live, but man, it just gives me chills every time I watch that clip of you guys. I want to talk about the Four Nations that has kind of been resurged, right, with the NHL having, you play for your country, and it's like instead of All-Star Weekend, they're doing the Four Nations. Talk to me about the pride of playing for your country and winning those types of games, and how much effort the guys are starting to put in again.
Yeah, well, all you had to do is just turn on the TV. I mean, people talk about 1980 and that you didn't have to be a hockey fan to enjoy what they were watching. I think that the same could be said for this Four Nations tournament. And as I mentioned earlier, hockey just, for me, is just unique from all the other sports and the history and the tradition that it brings. And you saw that with the opening face-off, this final game with Wayne Gretzky coming out on the ice and all the generations of hockey players that were inspired by him, and Mike Eruzione coming out on the ice. And so, that's what gets passed down through hockey, unlike a lot of other sports. And this is just, a precursor to what we'll see next year in the Olympics. Yeah. So I just can't wait for that to happen.
We're talking with Ken Mara, who won the 1980 Olympic gold medal with the United States hockey team. They beat the Russians, and then Ken, you guys, when Mike Aruzzi called you guys up, the whole team up to that small podium, you got the whole team up there, but you guys look sharp. What were you wearing?
I think they were like a velour, like sweatsuit or something. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the thing. Al Michaels, I think his great quote on that was, as we were all jammed up on this podium, he said it was symbolic of how close we had become as a team, that we had all 20 guys up on that podium.
Amazing. Now, you were partnered with Mike Ramsey. Was he your defensive mate?
He was. I think he was only 19 at the time. I was 23, so I was the old guy in that.
Because you got drafted in 1976. What did you decline and then decide to stay amateur? Because people don't realize back in those days, NHLers were not allowed to play in the Olympics. So it was the Russians. They had more of like a professional hockey team. They were professionals. You guys were a bunch of kids.
Yeah, strictly amateur, as you said back then.
Yeah.
So, in fact, there was a player, Joey Mullen, who scored over 500 goals in the NHL, but he had signed a contract in '79, and so he wasn't eligible to play. And the Russians, as you said, they were amateur in name only because they were basically professionals that were enlisted into the army, and all they did was train 12 months a year and win all these Olympic championships and world championships. So I think that's what made our victory even that much more special.
Ken, for you personally, how much would you say you reflect on that 1980 game, and what would you say it did for the confidence in the rest of your career?
Well, I get reminded of it almost on a daily basis, which is really, I think, amazed all of us. I know when our team gets together, we look at each other and just say, "Can you believe?" People still come up to me almost on a daily basis. I get mail every day from people, and the first reaction is that they want to tell you their story. What it meant to them. And the stories could be anything from I was watching the game as a young kid with my father, first time I saw him cry, to people that were on airplanes and stood up and cheered and hugged total strangers, and people pulling off on the side of the roads and honking their horns. And I had military people come up to me, during the Cold War. They were, going back and forth with the Russians. They were all following each other.
Wow.
And, letting them know.
I'm getting chills now.
And the pride. And, the pride and the patriotism. I mean, it's just, and it still resonates today. And so, it's just it's been an incredible experience for all of us.
Hey, Ken, let me ask you this one last question before we let you go. And we really, we are honored that you're here with us today. It's just such a great thing. When you were actually on the ice with these guys, they obviously speak Russian. You guys are speaking English, but could you say anything? Could you communicate? Like when you're on the ice, when you're in the NHL, you guys can go at it with each other. But did you have any type of interaction with the players with the language barrier?
No, there was no interaction back then with them. They were so robotic with their play.
Yeah.
They just, they would score these amazing goals, and they just turn around and skate out to center ice. And, it's kind of, let's do it again. And I think the one incredible moment from that game was after the final horn went and our celebration and the picture of them just standing at their blue line in total amazement. and I think as Al Michaels had said, they almost looked, they had this smile on their face as they were watching us celebrate, like, gee, we wish we could celebrate like that.
Yeah.
Because, this was an amazing team. If they lost one game a year, it was unheard of. So I think the fact that they, saw the excitement and the exhilaration and, things, I think things changed for them a little bit after that. Things opened up a little bit, and now we see all these Russian players coming over, and they are able to show that emotion to their game now.
Well, Fred, Ken, we had a coach in Philadelphia, Fred Shiro. I'm sure you're familiar with him. He said, and it's a famous line, and I said it to Buzz Snyder. He agreed with me, but I know you're going to agree with this. He told the Flyers before they won their first Stanley Cup, you guys win tonight, you'll walk together forever. And that's exactly what your team has done.
Yeah, and, here's the thing. This morning, my phone started going off at 5:30 this morning.
Oh,
and the first text I got this morning were from all of our teammates here saying the same thing, hey, we're all brothers, we did something special, enjoy the day. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff.
All right, Ken, how do we get your book? People want to buy your book and read about the the Olympic team and your career.
Yeah, thank you. I know it's on Amazon. It's on all the major book carriers, and it'll be out in stores now. And I'm going to be going and doing something out in New York here this weekend at a couple of the Islander games. And just as books go, I think it'll be out there, and hopefully people get a chance to read it, and I hope they enjoy it.
Ken, I got to tell you, man, you provided us with some great memories, and I'll never forget what you've done for our country and what you did for hockey, and we really appreciate. We're honored that you came on today. Thank you so much, and Godspeed, and we'll talk to you again.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you.
There he is, Ken Morrow on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. I get emotional, Nick.
Yeah, that was
tell him right now.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I mean, that the fact we're still talking about it, it's going to be talked about forever. Like you said, the Fred Shiro quote, like that's what's going to happen.
There's something about ice hockey. You saw in the Four Nations tournament.
Yep.
How excited people got when that like we say there's nothing like NHL playoffs, right? Playoff hockey.
Yep.
But when the game means more like the Four Nations or like the 1980 team, you're on the edge of your seat for the entire game. Every check, every time you pass the blue line, it means something.
When you have USA across the chest, it really means something.
Just like Herb Brooks said, it doesn't mean what's on the back of your sweater doesn't mean what's on the front.
Yep, exactly. And this is a perfect example of it. That's why, I mean, you bring back the Joel Embiid thing, right? Like, he went and played in the Olympics, wanted to play for USA, came over here. Like, it means something.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, like, that's coming back a little bit. Like, we could criticize Embiid for going, whether he was injured or not, but he wanted to go because he wanted to wear that USA across his chest. So I got to give him credit for that. And I feel like that gets lost in what in the Joel Embiid conversation.
The only thing is, Joel, he's not from the United States.
Yeah, but he came here.
I understand that.
And he's a citizen.
Right, I understand. But
and he wanted to be proud of being American. I think that's amazing.
Okay. 609-403-0973. Now, Nick, you got a big job to do because while we're going to the break, you got to pick out two winners.
No, it's going to be tough.
609-403-0973. What? You get a couple more minutes. What's the question, Nick?
All right, so our question of the day is, which franchise do you have more trust in going forward?
Do you want to read any more?
I can read one more before we go to break. Danny HC says, Flyers, no question. Embiid is the glass man. The human mop, uninspiring. Which franchise gives you more hope and why? Let us know. Sixers or Flyers?
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, Nikki will pick the winners for this week's giveaway, courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey later today on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedor bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
Flyers get the extra attack rod. Connect me. He's cool. Travis, connect me.
It's Flyers Oilers later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. It's Flyers hockey all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey, 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Lowe's knows how to help you get the most out of your store run. That's why members save more with My Lowe's Rewards. Earn points towards My Lowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts. Plus, unlock free standard shipping when you reach Silver Key status. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
With GMF financing, the qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
It's President's Day all month long at Bennett Chevy. You know there's lots of President's Day sales, but none like Bennett Chevy, who beat them all. Right now, Bennett's selling new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee pricing, and not a penny more. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you thousands. You'll save even more with available 0% financing. And right now, Bennett's paying a minimum $10,000 for any old trade towards any pre-owned in stock. That's a minimum 10 grand for the worst clunker. Imagine how much you'll get for a good trade. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is paid based on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. So there's no pressure trying to sell you more. No back and forth negotiations. No waiting around for a manager. No, not at Bennett Chevy, because Bennett is really different and you're gonna love it. So get to Bennett Chevy's President's Day sale and save now. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Nick Earnshaw. Never gets old, Nick. Never. Al Michaels' call is just iconic.
It doesn't get better than that. I mean, that's one of the best ever. And the fact that he talked about it, he never practiced it or anything, it just came to him. The fact it was natural, rolled off the tongue.
All right, Nikki, we're giving away some great giveaway items, Flyers merch, courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures, Johnny D. Maria. Down there, he's doing a great job. What do we got? Who won?
All right, so there was a lot of great texts.
We had a lot today.
A lot of negativity. They took a page from PJ's book today.
The people are down on the Sixers,
and
man.
the Flyers, but they're more so on the Sixers. All right, this is going to get the blanket, the Flyers blanket. Evan from Little Egg Harbor.
Congratulations.
Wins our Flyers blanket. His was great. He said the Philadelphia 76ers are an absolute disaster this year. It all starts with them. It was a good text. I will say it was a fantastic text. And then we have one more. I had to go with this one. Andrew in Summers Point. He said neither. Both are rebuilding. They both suck, and there's nothing to look forward to at all. That's the negativity we were looking for.
He'll get a nice T-shirt to sport the Flyers colors. And congratulations. I'll be calling you after the show to see how we can get you the items. Nikki will give me the text.
I'll give them to you, and Billy will contact you right after the show. It's Andrew in Summers Point and Evan in Little Egg Harbor.
And Evan gets the blanket.
He gets the blanket.
Courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. They're going to open up a store on the Ocean City Boardwalk, right across from the Music Pier. Music Pier, right there.
He's everywhere. He's right around the corner from my house. He's down the shore now. I mean, come on, Johnny D. Maria.
We got the Phillies at 1 o'clock. We got the Flyers at 1 o'clock. What are you watching, Nick?
I'll be watching the Flyers. I'm going to the Sixers game tonight.
You're going to Sixers. Are you going to wear any Sixers gear tonight, Nick?
No, I'm protesting tonight. I am not going to wear 1 ounce of Sixers. I'm going to wear Eagles, Phillies, and Flyers.
I'm out on the Sixers. I can't stand Josh. It starts
I'm so aggravated.
I can't stand Josh Harris, and I'm out on Daryl Morey as well.
I started to refuse to go to the nosebleeds, but today I'm going. It's for a buddy's birthday.
Do I got to take you to the third row again?
I don't even want to go to the third row either.
By the way, Josh gave away tickets. We got him Sixers tickets to give away on his show this week.
He probably could have given away 4 more.
Wow, big show tomorrow too. We got the locker room youth moving in here tomorrow.
There you go, Leedsy.
Andrew Leeds,
D. Ryan,
and D. Ryan. We have more giveaway items courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures for the Flyers gear.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow the Phillies play the Orioles.
Yeah.
And that's a Sunday game.
Yeah,
you know what I like to do during spring training? Get on the couch, get horizontal, put the game on in the background, and take a nice snooze.
They're on today, and the Negadelphians heading down there.
Yeah, he looked like a manager, didn't he, today?
He grew the facial hair like the Yankees can now do. What frauds
What
up
a
in New
bunch
York.
of frauds.
Oh, my
We have to
God.
get Johnny Damon on again.
Yeah,
Remember they made him shave his beard?
Yeah, we got to get a Yankee on,
He's probably
former
pissed.
Yankee or somebody, to talk about this. They had a 25-minute press conference about this.
Hey, big show today, Nick.
Oh, it was flat.
Hey, man,
last 2 hours of radio.
I want to thank Ken Morrow. That was outstanding.
Yep.
Get to talk to somebody who's a part of history. Ken Morrow joined us. I want to thank PJ Corder, Mr. Negadelphia, as always. And, of course, Kevin Dursa.
Yes.
Down there at the Flyers game. He does a great job on 97.3 ESPN.com. He covers the Flyers for us. Thank you, Nikki. As always, great job. Congratulations to the winners. Check us out tomorrow. Andrew Leeds, the intern, and Danny Ryan will be in the studio, the Locker Room Youth Movement. Thanks for making Saturday, the locker room part of your Saturday, because, Nick,
nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweier.
Have a great rest of your Saturday. Let's go Phillies and Flyers, and I'll see you tomorrow.